Lady Noble 365 Tarot. Welcome to my channel. I greatly appreciate you being here. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I trust you will love this vibe. And everything you need to know about me is in the description below. This will be past, present, or future, you or someone around you. So take what resonates and leave the rest for someone else. Because this is a general read, this is not a personal read. If you like a personal read, just check out the description below, and I'll be happy to assist you with doing so. Keep in mind that tarot is just a tool, it's not the final rule. So it is a good idea for you to have an empty cup when you are on Lady Noble's channel and you really want to see what's up. Thank you all for your love, your kindness, and your support. All are welcome here on this channel, and all contributions are highly appreciated. Okay? The download that I have for you, collective, is there is some things that's going to have to tune out. Okay? There are some things you're going to have to tune out. You could be someone very popular. You could be maybe in the limelight. Maybe you are famous. Maybe you are working on becoming famous. Maybe you are building. Maybe you're in the energy or the process of creating some kind of progress that you're sure or guaranteed at one point or another you will be in the limelight. You will be maybe on social media. You will become world renowned or famous, hood renowned, community renowned, city renowned, state renowned. Okay, put it where it resonates. This could be music. This could be singing, dancing, acting, podcasting. Okay. This could be a lot of things. You could be a writer. You could be a motivational speaker, but whatever it is that you do, you could be a phenomenal realtor. Okay. Spirit said a realtor. Don't forget the realtor. Okay. So there's someone who's watching whose business is going to take off when it comes to the real estate industry. You're going to be very well known. People are going to want to do business with you. Okay. All right. So, whomever you are, you're working on something that's going to bring you some kind of success in your life. And this something is it's a skill, a hobby, a trade, a gift. It's something that you're passionate about. This is not something that you just thought about doing 5 minutes ago or last week. This is something that you have been either born with, very gifted with. This is something that it's a skill or a gift that you had basically your entire life. Maybe you chose at a particular age to tap into it, but whatever this is, you've been working at this for a long time. This isn't something you just thought of to start doing last week or last month. This is something that you have been harnessing your entire life, even received compliments and lots of motivation throughout your life. You should be doing this. You're really great. People letting you know maybe how good of a singer you are, a cook you are, how good you do hair. This could be many things. Okay. So remain optimistic about your present as well as your future. But Spirit is saying there are some things you're just going to have to push to the side, starting with your confidence. Trust and know that there will always be critics. There will be people who will criticize you. You are not for everybody. Everybody is not for you. They're not supposed to be, and you shouldn't want everyone to be for you anyway. Okay. Some people could be a liability in your life and others could be an asset. So as you move forward, they want you to get in the consistency of weighing your options when people cross your path. This doesn't mean you have to be paranoid or full of anxiety, but consider and don't be oblivious to those who want to attach themselves to you, because as you're working on the success in your building, there are people who are going to want to attach themselves to you. Even people maybe you lost contact with, people you no longer deal with. Maybe there's some people you've kicked out of your life. You've chose to sever ties for whatever reason, to each his own. But, whenever you're in the building phase of anything, I spoke on this the other day, people don't believe in what you're building, and you don't need them to. Okay. You don't need them to. The group of people I'm talking to, you know who you are. You're very confident. You're very gifted. And what you are working on, you're very passionate and driven. So you really don't need anyone's admiration. You appreciate it. You're grateful for it. People loving your service or loving to patronize you or buy your services, whatever it is that you do. But you really don't need it in order to thrive, because this gift This ability, whatever this is, it's written in the stars for you. It's meant for you to be doing. It's like part of your purpose. But on your mission, Spirit wants you to be aware that you're going to come across some jealous people. You're going to come across some negative people. If you are single, you may experience a dating, and not just because you're single, because it can happen if you're married as well. Your spouse may become envious or jealous. Not all the time, but there are times. So, of your progress, you may meet someone while you're in the building phase, and as your career begins to take off, sometimes, not all the times, not everyone's partner is able to cope. There are very few couples who are able to be successful, and I'm talking about honestly be successful and not have as much rift, and turmoil in the relationship. It takes a person, a spouse that's very confident and also has their own thing going, meaning their own life. Someone who's supportive of you and and rooting for you, but at the same time, they're not becoming envious, they're not becoming jealous. And when you receive your accolades or your rewards, they are there genuinely, wholeheartedly. I said genuinely, not pretending, because they want to be part of what you are experiencing, which is a good life. But they're there supporting you, but they also have their own thing. So everyone is not the same. Everyone is different. Okay. But there are very few who are able to really date and be happy and content, not perfect, but have a lot of great moments and be able to celebrate their partner, especially when they're maybe popular, well known. And even if you're not world renowned or famous like worldwide, you could just be very popular because of your real estate business. Like I said, you do great business. People love doing work with you. You could be someone who bakes cakes. Okay, people love your cakes. They taste good. You got a good reputation, and so you're well known. You can have a large following on social media, as well as you advertise in other places and spaces, as well as you could own a storefront or your own bakery, or even if you work out of your home. Okay, take it where it resonates. But either way, as you're building, there are going to be people who are going to change on you. Okay. I spoke on this a long time ago. It's somewhere in the archives on my page. And the title of it is when admiration turns to envy. At one point, a person could be, I'm so proud of you. Yeah, you could do it, and then that person could switch on you at the drop of a hat, all of a sudden, as you know, begin to become more successful or prosperous or increase your clientele. You could be a barber, someone who cuts hair, and all of a sudden your clientele is pumping. You get more and more clients and more clients and more. It's to the point you've got work every day, all day, and it's looking good. The tips are looking good. Everything is looking good, and you're expanding. So everyone is not able to genuinely stand by a person, whether it's a relationship or a friendship, and actually applaud them. And it's okay. But this download came because I wasn't going to do a read, but Spirit said, get it out. And so, as usual, I'm here and said, let them know, because there are some people who's working on some very phenomenal ideas, some great ideas, some things that are going to bring them prosperity. And it looks like your ancestors wants the message to be conveyed for you not to give up, because there are some things you're just going to have to move to the side. Basically, they're saying don't get saturated. Don't allow yourself to get so emotionally attached when these people start to switch up on you. Don't, allow yourself to become upset if someone is calling you fake or you phony or that's not real or you can't do that. Never mind the naysayers, never mind the haters. Your spirit team wants you to keep thriving. Those who try to mock you, make fun of you. In actuality, one thing that folks don't like, and I just got to say it because I'm saying it anyway in this read, folks don't like when they meet someone that is confident. And it doesn't matter whether they know you or not. When you are willing to be confident and follow your dreams, people don't like that. People don't like it, collective. And so, you're going to have to push some things to the side and don't allow those things to affect you. Let it inspire you. You can take a hater's energy and harness it and transmute it and build and create with it. Those who know. So you don't have to let it offend you or affect you, because often, those who do have low self-esteem and they're not confident enough to work on their own dreams and their own ambitions, they often will try to become confrontational. They may say little backhanded hindsight jokes, little insults. They might try to throw a shot at you here and there. That's because, they're on a lower level of thinking. Their mental capacity isn't able to rise above. And so all that they know is to stay within their ego, excuse me, and try to attack the one who they feel is confident, because they feel like, when you're prosperous, as I always say, your progress and your prosperity sends an alarm to other people. It reminds them of areas in their life that they have not addressed. It reminds them of dreams and hopes and wishes that they have given up on for one reason, whatever reason it is. And the reason it reminds them is because when we witness progress here on planet Earth, all humans, we're actually supposed to be inspired and motivated. We're not supposed to become angry. We're not supposed to be bitter or jealous. We're supposed to be inspired to go work on our own lives, the things that makes us passionate, the things that makes us happy. But instead, the human being, the human mindset, 99.99% of the time tends to do opposite and go into the negative. So yeah, so never mind these naysayers. And Spirit is saying, just clearly and simply, these are people that you should just move to the side. It's like sweeping the floor. That's dust, that's lint right there. Sweep that itch to the side and keep on going. Okay. All right. So, yes, we have the Nine of Cups here. And the Nine of Cups, this is comfort and security. So you don't have to feel guilty or become frustrated. I'm picking up on someone who's becoming frustrated because you're successful and you're building, but it's kind of wearing you out. The whole thought and the process of enduring this hateration that is around you, it could be impacting you in a negative way. So it's a good idea for you to do some research on spiritual cleansing. Yeah, do some research and find out what works for you and start cleansing your energy and your aura. But also, Spirit is saying you have to not allow yourself to be around these people. I'm not going to even say allow them in your life. No, don't allow yourself to be around them. Remove yourself from the equation and leave them with their own thoughts and their own feelings of themselves. Okay. Because I'm picking up on someone who it's not that you're sad or depressed. You can feel the impact of a hater. You could be an empath. You could be very spiritually inclined, very intuitive. You're tapped into your gifts, male or female. Now, this is something that you do not announce to people. I don't see you as someone who goes around, I'm intuitive. I can read your mind. I can see you, because those who got it don't flaunt it. Real talk. They just be and let it be. Okay. Because nature takes care of its own. But you could be someone, you're very intuitive and you pick up on energy, meaning a person could come to your face and smile at you. Hey, how you doing? And really in reality, you might see them calling you a bi, as they walk away, or you may hear their hidden thoughts about you. I'm just going to say that, but the person who's speaking to you don't know that you have these gifts. And you're supposed to, keep it to yourself. Spirit is saying, keep moving the way that you're moving. It makes no sense to explain to nobody about who you are, what your gifts are. It's really none of their business. And in a lot of situations, it's for your protection as well. So they want you to continue to use your gifts for your highest good. When you are able to, pick up on someone's true opinion or thoughts of how they feel about you, well, that's for your safety. That's when you're supposed to use your gifts for safety measures. Okay, this person just called me out of my name. They didn't say it with their lips, but they said it with their mind. And I picked up on it. So rather than front them off, I'm just not going to deal with them. And no, I'm not giving them an explanation. I'm just not going to deal with them. It's okay to do that. This is for some people very in particular. your ancestors, your spirit team does not want you giving up on what you are working on. They want you to stay strong. They want you to work on spiritual hygiene, consistently doing some kind of a cleansing, some kind of cleansing ritual, and make sure you're grounding yourself. Do some research on what I'm speaking of, because there are so many things that you can do that are very simple and easy. And they're saying, as you move forward, you will find that energy dissipating. You can shield yourself and, basically shield your aura from even being penetrated from these haters, okay? Because they're just low vibrational and they have nothing else to do, but they also, for someone else, to stop allowing yourself to be in the presence of these people, okay? Give them nothing. They have nothing to work with. The next card we have here is the Queen of Cups. And so this represents, you having a lot of compassion for others, but they want you to be mindful not to have too much compassion for the wrong person. You do not have to have survivor's remorse or feel guilty as you move forward. You could be someone from a large family. You could be the first one to be successful, but that does not mean that you're indebted and that you owe someone anything. You don't owe anybody anything. You have to stop being a care bear. This is a message. They want you to stop being a care bear, okay? Maybe you love Care Bears, or maybe you watched the cartoon as a small child, but they're saying stop being a care bear. You have to protect your mind, protect your peace, and protect your life. People do not want to see people happy, collective. And I know this message is given repetitively by me and maybe other readers, but this is just the truth in the world we live in. And so this is just a spiritual notification. There's nothing for you to be anxious about. There's nothing for you to be nervous about. This is just a notification of how you need to protect yourself and relax. You're on the right path. You're doing the right thing. And you have a spirit team also that is backing you. They see these people. They see these haters. Let me see. Your spirit guides with the magician here is in the kitchen cooking up, watching in spaces and places. Do not allow this infantile behavior to bother you. If people are trying to slander your character, let them talk. They're saying that's babyish. That's babyish. Okay, it's childish. It's nothing to overwhelm you. It's nothing that you should let stress you or make you want to give up. They don't want you growing frustrated constantly. They're saying that these people aren't worth it. That's what they're trying to do. They want to distract you. And it doesn't matter, you could be a tarot reader, you could do divination. Maybe you do tea leaves. Maybe you read water, you read wax. But whatever your skill is, you don't have to be, but you could be. Maybe people are watching you and criticizing what you do. They're saying that what you do, your gift is between you and the divine. So having conversation with anyone else would be simply out of line. So let them talk, it's publicity. It's good publicity, okay? Negative or positive. They want you to look at it, harness the hater's energy and transmute it, and you can build and create with it. You don't have to let the projection offend you or harm you in your gifts and your abilities. Okay, so take the bits and pieces that resonate for you. Everyone's life is different. We all have different gifts, skills, hobbies, jobs. Okay, but don't let it bother you. Haters hate. They have to do their job. They also confirm that you are on the right path. They're letting you know that you are being seen as someone who is very well accomplished and abundant. Look at you on the beach. You're like, look at my cups. Ain't they pretty? I got this one from here. I traveled here and then I traveled here. I collected all these cups. Aren't they beautiful? They're gold too, real gold. Yeah, so life is what you make it. Do not allow the ways of the world to tear you down, collective, or put you in a bad space or place. Unfortunately, there's just people who want you to feel what they are feeling. If they're feeling hopeless, they want you to feel hopeless, but you do not have to. That is not, it's not disrespectful to smile because you see someone crying. It's called self-preservation. You want to make sure you're always keeping yourself first. So the next card we have here is the moon energy. And so Spirit is saying, this gift, this skill, this opportunity that you are being given, you've waited a long time. It's been a long time coming. You've been working, you've been building, you've been connecting with people, possibly working overtime, saving your money, making sacrifices, missing out maybe on, I'm picking up somebody missing out on certain games of their children, their leisure activities, because you've been grinding, you've been in grind mode. That doesn't mean you're an unfit parent. You've been in grind mode and it's all paying off for you. Do not allow yourself to be distracted, due to a hater or a naysayer. I'm also picking up you're someone collective. You stand in your authenticity. So people become offended, you're very awakened, you're very consciously aware. You could be into spirituality or you may not. Doesn't matter what your belief system is. All are welcome on this channel. But you're very authentic and very original. And when I say that, I mean, when a person gets to know you, they know that what they see is what they get. There's nothing extra. You're not hiding who you are. You're not pretending. And, a lot of people don't like originality. There are folks who rather deal with the fakers, the naysayers, the ones who go along just to get along. Okay, I'll agree with you. Okay, you say the sky is orange. It's orange. Okay. When you choose not to go along with the program, it becomes a problem. It ruffles feathers. This could be regarding religion. This could be regarding different cultural beliefs. This could be maybe people on your job, people in your community, family, friends. When you are original, you are yourself, and you're very confident in being who you are, it makes people give you the fisheye. It makes them look at you sideways like, how dare you, collective? How dare you be confident? It's like, who are you to be confident and stand in your truth? Yeah, there are people who actually think like that. You think you all that. You want to be original. Why can't you be fake? Just why can't you? I want you to be fake. So when people know that they can't control you and you're not willing to give them what they want to make them feel comfortable in their world of illusions, they become disturbed by that. And I'm picking up that you're not judgmental or critical of other people's lifestyles or choices, but when they cross your path or they are in your presence, you could also have the gift of the catalyst. And when I say the gift of the catalyst, you have an ability in you that just being around your presence or you stepping into a room, whether a person knows you or not, it sends a signal for a change to take place. And it could be in a way of people may think about something in particular in their life. It could be, you being directed to go to a particular location or take part in some kind of group setting because you're being sent there because there's someone who needs to receive your light. There's someone who needs to receive, the energy of the catalyst, and that's what I call it, the catalyst of change. And so you could have that ability, that gift. And what it is when people come across you, they don't know what it is. And you may have experienced it like, what's going on? Why are they acting funny? Why when I walk in, they quiet? Or why are they whispering? Or why is so-and-so always cut me off when I'm talking? Well, really, that's insecurity if someone does that, Or why are they always trying to make me feel like I'm wrong about something? You can be very intellectual, very confident with speaking. You're very confident in your originality and your authenticity. And you could be very confident with speaking as well. You could be someone who doesn't have stage fright. Like seriously, like it doesn't matter to you. You look at it like, look, we got to do what? Go on the stage and do what? All right, I'm up next. Call me. And people don't like that. You're too real for them, collective. You're too real. You're too original. But keep working on what you are doing, okay? And never mind trying to figure out why and who don't like you or, these people, they're low vibrational and they have chosen because each and every day we are all given 24 hours. People pick and choose what kind of energy they want to partake in on a daily. We all have a choice. We're either going to focus on the positive or the negative. Doesn't matter who you are or where you come from. Change is always happening. So it doesn't matter what your current situation is if you wake up and choose to focus on the negative, well, you're going to magnetize more negative ish towards you. Okay. So, yeah, that's a them problem. And they want you to know that. With the Five of Pentacles, this is the energy I was just speaking of. There are people that feels left out. They feel left out of the loop. They feel like you know something they don't know, or you're just not giving them attention. They want your attention in a negative way, but you're not giving it to them. You may pick up on disrespect or little smart remarks, but you brush it off, not out of fear. You understand what they're doing, and you're saying to yourself, it's not even worth it. But Spirit is saying, stop allowing yourself to be around these people. When you notice and have these events, it is a spiritual nudge. And Source wants to know, the divine wants to know, are you willing to remove yourself from the equation? Because people are going to be who they're going to be. We cannot change them. But are you willing to love yourself so much that you're willing to move yourself from their presence, from the equation, not giving them access to you no longer? That's what needs to take place. That's what your spirit guides are saying. Okay. With the 10 of Wands here. Okay. So you could also feel like all those mics are around this person while they're on the stage. Like I said, you could be a motivational speaker, a singer, in the limelight. A lot of eyes are on you. Maybe you have something on social media. I'm picking up someone does some kind of sales. Maybe you sell items online or something like that, and it's taken off for you. Maybe when you first started, people talked about you and said, it wasn't going to be anything and nobody's going to buy that, but you stuck with it and it's gaining momentum, and people are looking, they're watching. And this is the energy that you're feeling, just like those mics are going towards his face and him or her face, and they're trying to sing like, all these microphones, these people coming at me. So you are being watched. There are a lot of eyes watching you. And what you have watching you is, some are rooting for you, and then you have your haters, the ones who don't want you to make it. They keep a close eye on you because they're hoping. This is what it is. This is why the haters must watch. They're hoping in some way that it just don't work. I hope in some way it just don't work. Hopefully the collective was wrong about their dreams and their aspirations, but God hired you, so who gonna fire you? Ain't nothing they can do about it. Ain't nothing they can do, darling. Ain't nothing they can do. They are the ones who are very burdened with the 9 of Wands. They're trying to persevere through their own personal life, but they're finding a lot of difficulty. And the reason that they're finding difficulty is because they are projecting unwarranted energy towards the collective. And see, we have free will, as I just said, but there's a repercussion for our actions. All of us. I said we. Okay, so we have to be mindful of plan plotting and strategizing against people and trying to project negative energy, because the universe will always give you what you put out. If you're putting out negative energy, if you're hoping the worst for someone, well, that's got to come back to you. Now, it doesn't have to come from the person you projected on. It could come from somewhere else, from some other person that you've been spewing hate on. But either way, this is their energy. They're trying to figure it out, and they're wondering why. What is it? What is it? I'm trying to figure it out. This 9 of Wands, I'm trying to persevere through some things, but they find themselves constantly getting in a bind over and over again. You're going to receive some kind of information with the 8 of Wands that's going to create some positive action in your life. This could be a contractual agreement. Maybe someone wants to collaborate with you. Maybe someone wants to hire you to advertise. I'm picking up advertise something, and they're going to pay you to advertise. Okay. But it's something that you're going to like. It's going to help you. I'm hearing especially financially. Maybe you're going to love. Okay, not maybe. All right, Spirit. They tell me don't say maybe. You're going to love what they are offering you. Okay. So if someone wants to offer you something to advertise for them in whatever you do, they want to collaborate with you. So you're busy. And one thing's for sure and two for certain, when you're busy and you're building, you have to prepare. It is lonely at the top because you cannot take these haters with you. You cannot take these people who's pointing these wands at you. They are not equipped, nor do they qualify. These are people who will sabotage. If a person don't love themselves, they darn sure would not be supportive of you and your growth and development. One moment is admiration, and it will swiftly turn into envy. Okay. Yes, you could be someone that does divination. Maybe you teach divination. You could be a card reader who hosts classes. Maybe you teach this. But it's part of it. Let the haters do what they want. Let them drink haterade. Let them go to 7-Eleven, get the big gulp and get it put on ice and get the long straw. Let them be. Give them no attention and no conversation. And you will find that energy will dissipate, it will dissolve. Okay, you are protected. Okay, you see that light over her crown, male or female. Remember, gender is fluid in tarot, but either way, you are protected. So keep your vibration high. Do not feed the fears, but make sure, if you may be already aware and have a regimen, that you do some research on how to cleanse your aura and energy, because you're going further to the top. You're going to expand. And your focus is going to be, where you're going to invest this money, these coins. You don't have time for none of this. You don't have time to be dealing with nobody. Who cares? They think you fake. Oh well. Fake, 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 all the way to the bank. Goodbye. See you later. Fake, fake, fake. And yeah, go and take a trip somewhere. Going to purchase another piece of property. Fake, fake, fake. Okay. Going to gather with some other wealthy, successful people. Okay, fake, fake, fake. We'll drink our fake coffee and our fake tea and be fake, all successfully. You got to pay them no attention. Spirit is saying, don't let them get you down. Remain optimistic about your present as well as your future. Nobody is going to want it more than you. Whatever it is you want in life, you cannot expect anyone outside of you to want it more than you. Success, happiness, good health, wealth, whatever it is, looking good, losing weight, starting a business, a healthy home, a healthy marriage, successful children. It could be anything that's positive or anything towards or regarding making progress. Nobody is going to want it to happen more than you. So you should never expect or look for anyone to be more passionate or inspired than you. Now, people can give you some motivation towards your goals, but they're not going to be passionate about it because it's not their life. It's for you. This is your mission, your path. This event is written for you. There is no coincidence. It's just confirmation. When you are offered different business deals and contracts and opportunities, that's confirmation. There's either a lesson or a blessing in each event. But as you move forward and just continue to protect yourself and enjoy your life, they're saying for you to enjoy yourself. Do not live your life being so tense. Have a day off. Have a day of fun. Do that. You want to keep a balance in between. You don't want to just work, 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 work and do nothing else. Make sure you're treating yourself and make sure you're also giving your body, your mind, your spirit some relief of putting your feet up and chilling, having those moments of chillaxing. Okay. Yes. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, because these people here, I mean, they're on a different timeline. They're somewhere else. Even though you're talking to them verbally, or you may say, hey, this could be a relative, this could be a friend, a family member, this could be a spouse of yours. This could be, I don't know, someone on social media, a neighbor. Okay, all right, someone that knows you, an old friend, somebody you cut off. These people are in a time capsule. They have not gone through the process to find out what it is that they want out of life personally, or also doing the healing work. Because you have to clean out and remove some things so you can get rid of that stagnation. And then you can see the forest for the trees. You can see what direction you want your life to go in. And that takes time. And you can't force these people to do this. These are people you really need to stay away from, because it just wouldn't be wise or safe. There's nothing that they can add to you. There's nothing they can add. Mm-mm. And they're showing you who they are. They're showing you who they are. They're showing you what they represent. And the more you keep attaching yourself, like accepting the invites, if they invite you somewhere and you keep showing up, and every time you show up, there's an argument or disagreement or somebody throwing shots or saying something smart or making googly eyes, whatever it is, it'll get worse and worse. It's not going to get better. So, yeah, I would just separate. I wouldn't even front anyone off. They're not, it's, you're beyond that. You are beyond fronting anyone off. People know what they are doing, collective. There are a lot of folks who always, oh, we just need to talk. We need closure. You don't need no closure. You don't need to talk. Folks know what they're doing. People know darn well what they're doing. That'd be so fake. Just say you want access to see, can you do it again? Like, come on. Come on. When a person's doing something repeatedly, and I'm not talking about making a mistake one time. I'm talking about these are people who have done shady things towards you repetitively. Like again and again and again and again. Steady talking ish. Steady projecting negative energy over and over and over again. Mm-mm. It's being confirmed. It's being confirmed. And when it keeps happening, that's a test. That's a test. So stand in your leadership quality, of who you are. You know who you are. And these people know what they're doing. They're not even interested. Now Spirit is saying they're not even interested in the direction that you're going in your life and with your business. These people not interested in that. You invited to a black and white tie affair. They're not interested in going to that. They're not interested in that. you know, you might go on a health retreat and do some cleansing or some healing. They're not interested in that. I'm picking up that these people are on two total different opposite pages, but they cling and cleave to you, not because, they really are rooting for you. They are watching you because they're hoping, they're just hoping, like, is it really going to work? Is it really going to pan off? Is the collective really going to be successful? You mean to tell me they're going to really be happy? I thought they would be miserable. I can't believe this, and it's tripping them out. It's tripping somebody out. There's a couple of people you are being watched. Like, there are people monitoring you. There could be also people pocket watching you, maybe trying to figure out how you pay for your living, your home, your vehicle. They're trying to figure you out. Yeah, I wonder what they get and how they pay this and how they pay that. Oh, I don't never see them go nowhere. I wonder how they doing that. And they came in the other day with some bags and yeah, buddy, pay it no attention though. Spirit wants you to just simply rest and rejuvenate. So, there's some things you're going to have to just push to the side. And that's these haters, baby. That's these haters. Later.